Yo, what up? It is the 5th of March 2024, and it's currently 8:39 p.m. on a Tuesday. And we're back. Oh, and Free just left a letter. Goodbye, Spoon. I'm moving, and I hope that you're a little more stylish the next time we meet. Sound like a plan? Happy now, Free Joe. Oh well, you win some, you lose some, am I right? Yeah, never cared too much for Free Joe. And hey, this tree... I don't need this apple. This cherry. This tree is growing. Money tree that I planted 2 days ago. I have a feeling that the way money trees are gonna work is that it's just, if it fails, it's gonna grow. So that, like, you noticing the tree happens simultaneously with the, with its full growth, if that explanation makes literally any sense at all. Hey, Cube. You're a penguin that actually is sticking around. I don't know what to sing for Lottie Day on Saturday. I get so nervous singing, but it could be my best shot at setting the town tune. Yeah, I am planning that, for the sake of... Let's see, what time is it? Okay. For the sake of, you know, variety, the current town tune was decided at the last Lottie Day, so maybe I should, change it this upcoming one. The only problem is with Lottie Day is that you sort of have to decide on the spot. Like, if you like a tune, then you have to say then and there if you like it, because if you say no, then you actually can't hear them again. I don't think the tunes are, like, random. I actually think there are, at least, there definitely are like, Lottie Day songs that they sing that are, like, specific and unique. I think I've heard ones that sound like other songs in the game, but I can't exactly put my finger on what songs those were. So they are, like, pretty intentional, at least to some capacity. I don't think you could randomize that anyway. I don't know. It'd probably sound really, like, you know, garbage. But yeah, Lottie Day is actually... Oh, let's see if Gulliver's gonna show up. Lottie Day is actually a pretty cool holiday. I know people have their own, you know, thoughts about the lack of, you know, holidays in Wild World. How there's basically none of the, like, I guess any, I don't want to say religious, but I mean, yeah, those ones were all cut from GameCube. There's no there's no Valentine's Day, there's no Thanksgiving, there's none of that. There's not, besides a few things like the Bright Nights, the Flower Fest, and Acorn Festival, and the obviously New Year's. There's no, like, specific planted holidays. Although, that being said, every year the special days actually are, like, planned out. So that's why at the beginning of March I actually made... I think there's no Gulliver today. I have a feeling. Yeah, at the beginning of March, or at the end of February, rather, I shared a calendar of what the month's looking like. And the only reason why I could do that is because if you look up on the wiki, you can find the fact that every holiday occurs on the same... It's not the same date, but it'll be the same point. So, for example, the first Saturday of every March is the flea market. And, you know, last Saturday was the first Saturday of March, and it was the flea market, so it'll be the same every year. Which, I don't know, I don't think that's that repetitive, because I don't think that that's that bad, honestly. I don't know what to sing for Lottie Day on Saturday. Oh, yeah, Hugh, Cube said that already, Hugh. Yeah, but, I don't think them being intentionally placed is that bad. I think it's sort of nice because it gives you time to prepare. I like having, like, knowing what's coming up, I guess. I could see some, like, people not being a fan of it, though, potentially. Yeah, I definitely hear it. That's, like, the main thing. Oh, what's it to you, Smunky? Do I smell funky or something? So stanky. That's it, my friend. That's the scent of a dude, Smunky. And when you get a good stink on, you're at one with the cosmos. So go celebrate and stuff. Here you go. Have a traffic cone. Great. So then people know to stay away from my stench. Thank you, Peewee. Yeah, but if you hear anything about like why people don't like Wild World, it's probably going to relate to the lack of significant holidays, and I fully get that. Honestly, I don't have any problem with people like finding that off-putting because, yeah, I mean holidays spice the game up, and they're a thing that happens in real life, so it makes sense for them to happen in the game. I think it was mostly a space thing. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's got nothing to do with the nature of the holidays themselves. Like even from the beginning, Toy Day, although obviously very Christmas themed, is meant to be a general wintertime holiday rather than specifically Christmas. No offense, Monkey, but you look like you're bad at budgeting. So today I'm gonna totally treat you to something. How about them apples, huh? So here, take my pineapple bed. I have a pineapple bed already. It's kind of weird how being irresponsible with money can be rewarding, isn't it? Or maybe I'm just super kooky. Yeah, maybe. But if, yeah, it'd be interesting, you know, in a dream version of Wild World that's like... Oh, look at this, actually. Let's take a second. Look at how nice this rainbow of flowers looks today. That's great. None of them are wilting. Perfect. But yeah, oh, where was I? Talking about holidays. In my, like, hypothetical dream version of Wild World, yeah, definitely, like, having cool, significant holidays would be up there. And I mean, there's already, like, the stuff that's here I like. I'm a fan of the Bright Nights, although I think it might go on a little bit long in practice, just because, oh, Marina's sick. And, yeah, in practice it goes on a little bit long, because, it's a whole week, and all the lights on every house are the same. I think it would have been interesting if and this would have taken a lot of work, obviously, so it's not something I expect. But if the light fixtures on every village's house reflects, like, somehow reflects their personality, or even their hobbies or something like that, that could have been cool. And it's not, I think it's less so like, oh, that's a missed opportunity, and more, well, oh, that's something they could have done better, but instead, as far as I know, Bright Nights doesn't exist in other games. But I mean, yeah, to me that's part of the charm of this game, is that so much of the stuff in it is only in this. Even some of the holidays in this game aren't used in City Folk, I'm pretty sure, which really is pretty similar to this game, generally. Even using the same main theme, which... Oh, and all the owling music as well, doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, I think somewhere down the pipeline, maybe I'll play a whole year of every Animal Crossing game at some point. Even, like I was saying, I've been playing a bit of New Horizons on the side, and yeah, it would be nice. I feel like playing that game in a day-to-day setting would be fun, assuming that you can properly space out what you're doing. I think I've joked about this before, but I think a big problem with that game was that it sort of it took the day-to-day sort of way you meant to play Animal Crossing and kind of turned it very, like, off balance. By having so many things you can immediately do, your instinct is, oh, I want to play for hours, I want to do all of this stuff. But the problem is that with Animal Crossing, you'll have, and specifically New Horizons case, you'll have days where you'll play hours upon hours, and then the next day you'll, like, check in for 15 minutes. And that kind of imbalance, I think, creates a, like... I think it creates a weird identity as to what you associate the game with. Like, do you boot up Animal Crossing for a couple minutes to play, or do you, like, oh, I don't feel like playing that game, because you associate it with spending hours designing a town. Man, Lottie Day's finally coming up. I better start singing myself to sleep to train for my ultimate rockitude. Oh, Antonio. Oh yeah, I didn't talk to Poncho. But yeah, New Horizons, I think and I don't think that's a problem with... I also think, to some capacity, the way in which you did all of that, you know, like... fully focused decoration stuff could be a little bit, dare I say, better. I just think, in general, everything, like, relating to, like, terraforming and moving furniture around in that game is very awkward. And I'll say, obviously, it's something that's been awkward in every game. Like, placing furniture in this game is awkward. It was awkward in the original. And it was more so, in fact, in a time when you had less inventory space, which made things even more annoying. But with New Horizons' case, with so much decorating, it's basically the main point of the game, to an extent. And yet, it still has a very archaic way of designing stuff to the point where I don't really get where the appeal comes from, but for people who are more into, like, you know, creative, designy kind of games, when things like The Sims are just so much easy to use. And it's mostly just the aesthetic that I think people find appealing. I think I would be happy if the next Animal Crossing game kind of goes to be more traditionally focused, like, maybe not something as, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? As stripped back, there we go, as this game is, with, like, you know, not as much to do in general. Maybe somewhere around where New Leaf sits. And then have just a spin-off game in a vein similar to Happy Home Designer, where you can just design an island. And all that, and like a full-on town. Ah, okay. I do need this shirt, mind you. And I mean, they've... Jeez, I do have a lot of stuff. I gotta sell this stuff. Why am I trying to store a cherry? But yeah, that's my personal wish. And it's, to me, it reminds me a little bit of what's going on with the Zelda games right now, where, you know, everyone's liking Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but the question is this where we go forever and we never get to go back to that classic style of Zelda with, like, Ocarina of Time and stuff? Personally, I'm a fan of just Zelda in general. I've been getting into Zelda the past couple of years, and I thoroughly enjoy a lot of those games. I even recently finished a replay of the original Zelda 1, which I actually think is pretty fun in its own right. I don't know what general opinion of that game is, like, now. I'm gonna keep this just in case. But yeah, it's actually, I'm gonna keep this. Oh my god, I'm so indecisive. Yeah, I don't know what general consensus is of the original Zelda, but personally, I think it's a really fun game, if not one that's held back by a lot of archaic shortcomings, which you could is something you could pretty broadly say about a lot of the games made at that time. I mean, the main thing, and I don't want to turn this whole thing into me talking about Zelda 1, is just the main thing is just the fact that when you game over and restart, you spawn back in with 3 hearts, no matter how many hearts you have, which is even something that extends to newer Zelda games, and it's like, why? And from what actual, like, point does that serve other than just wasting my time? Like, all it does is, if I die in a dungeon, the only thing that I've got left to do is just go out, find a fairy fountain, heal fully, and then go back, and then I get to have a proper retry. Anyway, that's not what my point was. My point was that now Zelda is... Oh, God. Now, you know, Zelda for the past 2 mainline games has been a big open world game that, while to me still pretty emblematic of the original design philosophy of, you know, the games before it, a lot of people find to be too big and too, you know, different, that it isn't really properly quote-unquote Zelda, which I don't agree with, but I see where people are coming from, and I think it is a valuable question to ask, is when are we gonna see that sort of formula back? Hell, when's the next time we're gonna see a top-down, you know, original Zelda game, like 2D one? And I think there's... Because that's the thing, is I think there's room for all of those styles, which I think is something that franchises like Sonic have learned sort of the hard way, what with how many times that series has stumbled into trying to please everyone in one singular package, which basically never works. But I think, I just think that sort of series identity, though, has not really been as thoroughly identified within the broader Animal Crossing, maybe not the community, but just in the way it's seen publicly. Like, everyone at this point knows, oh, well, you know, there's the regular Zelda games, and now the recent ones are big and open world. But no one's saying, oh, well, these Animal Crossings are like more so life simulation, and the newer ones are all about creativity, because that's not something that people really, no, I don't want to say like, oh, people are dumb and they don't think about it, but more so that people, it's just not something that, like, I don't know, I think it's just something that hasn't really been explored too much, I guess. But that's just how I feel about all that. And I mean, I can go on, and I certainly have. And I'm not trying to be all negative. I'm just saying, to me, New Horizons was cool and all, but I think if all of the creative stuff that they're going to be adding is at a sacrifice to, like, the regular formula, I'd kind of rather that not be the case. And as always, I'm having a needless rant being cut off by Brewster at the Roost, because I inevitably do this every single day. Care for a cup of Java to pick you up? It's 200 bells. What blend would you like? The usual? Cool. I got the specialized blend today, but it turned out a little differently. Whatever you say. Care for a little pigeon milk to it in it? Sure. I think you're going to be very pleased. And it goes. I don't pay any extra for pigeon milk. There we go. At the perfect temperature to bring out the flavor. 176 degrees. One fresh brewed cup. Drink up. Thank you. Sweet and mild. This can be none other than the world-renowned pigeon blend. I actually need a drink. When you talk so much. I don't know how normal this is. Like, obviously, getting dehydrated from talking is pretty normal. I feel like it happens to me super quickly, though. It's also, 'tis the season, because it's Australian summer. Well, it's the 5th of March, so it's technically turned over to autumn. I don't buy that for a second, though. It's still summer in my mind. It's actually been pretty partly cloudy for the past couple of days, now that I think about it, though. So, yeah, it's turning, I guess. But drink your water, no matter what time of day it is. I guess unless you're in the middle of sleeping. I think that's gonna be it for today. I didn't encounter a visitor. Let me just go check with Booker to double check that there isn't one here today. You know, I'm liking the way the way the village is looking with the greenery. I think the snow is a nice thing to look at, but it gets a little bit plain after a bit. I think you could probably say that about every style. I actually think, like, particularly autumn in this game, it looks nice, but it doesn't last for very long. Like, it's like a lot of the, in fact, I'm pretty sure, like, when does autumn start? It's, oh man, do I have to look up the months? Wait, hold on, no. October is one of them, and November's the last, September, right. All of September is, like, just green still. It's like, it looks exactly the same as it does in summer. It's only, like, in October when it starts to change, and then November it's, like, full-on autumn, and then by that point it's almost, like, you know, it's almost becoming winter. So it's, yeah, I think autumn could have got a better rap in this game, but I guess it's kind of a little bit how autumn is in real life. But, yeah, with all that yapping, Jesus, you think I would have had something to do this entire time, but no, it was just a normal day. Oh, man. Oh, wait, actually, let's witness a conversation first. Yeah, so hungry. Me too. Hey, do you think bananas count as a snack, or is it a whole meal? You always ask the weirdest question. Hey, yes, monkey, what do you think? Bananas... Look, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this once. Bananas are not a meal. They're a snack. You can't, like... I'm pretty sure every time I've been hungry and had a banana, I either continue to be hungry, or I get hungry less than, like, 30 minutes afterwards. It's a snack, totally. What? But my dad likes to eat a banana during his meal. Think on that for a while, it'll melt your brain. Hugh, your family seems really messed up. Oh, man. Hey, beyond just the conversations you have with villagers in this game, their interactions between each other is probably one of the best aspects, and I really wish that was something that, the future games had done just as much as this one did. And wet the bell toll to 9 p.m. I believe that's going to be it for today. Tomorrow we might be seeing a brand new villager moving in, which is always exciting. It's always an exciting time. And yeah, I don't have many plans at the moment. I might try and think of some ideas. Hello, Peewee. Okay, thank you for ramming into me. Might think of some more ideas to make, to add some interest, because right now, yeah, I've kind of, I wouldn't say I've run out of things to do, but I don't have a very 100% clear directive right now. Also, we're witnessing another conversation. You know I'm going to be on every TV show when I hit it big. Singers these days all look the same to me and sound even worse. It takes someone really amazing to get super famous. Yes, what makes someone amazing? Celebrity Swami. Wait, what? Oh, Celebrity Swami Peewee? I guess they've got to have more than going on for them than just a pretty face. You know, some kind of cool skill or talent. What? Maybe I'm not going to be famous then. Am I just a girl with a pretty face? Nah, I count your perkiness as a special talent. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for today. I'll try and, like I said, try and think of some things to do. I guess when it came to putting down those pear trees, I could put down some more, do that over a couple of days. And I have talked about maybe lining some of these paths with flowers to make them look a little bit more cohesive, maybe. It's stuff to think on, and I've got a whole year, so it's not like this is creeping up on me or anything. I'm willing to take some days slowly. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today. Like I said 5 minutes ago. Oh, excuse me. Now I'm gonna press this button to pressure myself into actually finishing this off. I will see you tomorrow.